Hi, I'm Tom Field, Senior Vice President of Editorial with Information Security Media Group. My topic today is MDR, why it's mission critical. I'm here talking with Dustin Hutchison, VP of Services and CISO with Pondurance. Dustin, thanks so much for being here with me today.
Hey, Tom. Thanks for having me.
So, I've talked in the past with your organization about modern MDR. How do you see this market evolving even further here early in 2022?
Yeah, it's a great question, especially when you think about how it's already evolved up to this point. Even the term MDR has shifted. To me, the most important piece of the acronym is the D and the R, right? Detection and the response. Managed or X or whatever other letter you put in front of those, I think will continue to change. Visibility is key. The data points are continuing to evolve. So you think about things like transformation from on-prem to cloud. You think about introduction of IoT, and then even with the push for zero trust, the data still exists. The data is what we need to actually detect and respond to threats and incidents. And so I think early in 2022, you're going to continue to see that push for more visibility. Organizations know that they have data and access and systems all over the place. And so being able to make sure that they are aggregating that information, pulling it together, is really going to be key in the near-term future.
But Dustin, how have recent incidents such as, if I dare say it, Log4j, put MDR in an even more prominent role over the past 2-3 months?
Yeah, so I think organizations quickly realized that they didn't have the visibility or the manpower to respond to a vulnerability like that. And so MDR or any additional visibility from a 24/7 SOC really increases your ability to respond and react. And that's what's important, through and through with detection and response. And so when you think about your normal vulnerability scans, even to identify this, that's not as deep as, do I have actual log data showing that we are using these systems, or do I have log data from my vendors showing that they are using these systems. And so that's a perfect example of where that increased visibility, that deeper knowledge from a context standpoint really helps solidify the need for MDR.
So Dustin, 2 questions about the marketplace. First question, why do organizations need MDR now more than ever?
So like we talked about the migration and transformation from a evolution of the way networks operate and the increased use of third parties and cloud computing versus on-prem. It's impossible for organizations to staff at a reasonable level and have the right technology stack to actually have the necessary tool set and visibility to react and respond appropriately. So an MDR is not just a tool, right? So managed detection and response relies on that third-party SOC also, or the security operations center. Those analysts have a whole different perspective above and beyond a single organization. So being able to learn from numerous organizations, numerous networks, and they're staffed 24/7. We always make the joke to our clients and prospects that our SOC never takes a day off or never gets sick. And then plus you don't have to worry about staffing that SOC. And so that's a game changer for organizations where we're seeing more and more ransomware, new vulnerabilities, and plus that pervasive data that's everywhere. Having that safety net of really talented threat hunters, really talented analysts is a game changer for organizations.
So follow-up question, what do organizations want most from an MDR provider?
They want that easy button, right? They want that safety net, knowing they are protected, knowing that they've got eyes on their data all the time, and knowing that it's not just, hey, something went wrong. It's, hey, something went wrong, and here's how it's going to get fixed. And so, that MDR provider really needs to have, again, that holistic look from endpoint, network, log, across the board from the data standpoint, but also be knowledgeable about threats, vulnerabilities, and risk management, and how to appropriately respond to issues.
So Dustin, starting with the mass migration many organizations are seeing now from their teams, what trends are you tracking as we even start to take a look at the mid-year of 2022? At least it's in our future.
Yeah, what's been really surprising is the the loss of security talent, and not just security, but compliance, risk management at an organization level. And so it's a hot job market right now. So it's harder for organizations to actually fulfill their open positions, which creates a huge gap from their security program standpoint. And so what's been tough is, for organizations is, what do they do next? How do they fill that if they can't find a qualified candidate? Even if they do find a qualified candidate, it's still a single point of failure. And so that's one of the beautiful things about Pondurance is you've got this, army of security professionals. Again, back to the joke about no days off, never getting sick, because the people are there. It is one of the things that is really beneficial to having that third party service to be able to tag in, especially on the MDR side, but also additionally on risk and compliance activities also.
So Dustin, talk about in this crowded marketplace, what continues to distinguish Pondurance?
Yeah, I think it's the service itself. From the MDR perspective, what Pondurance does is not just endpoint. It's not just log, but it's endpoint, log, plus network. And so the ingest of all that data, plus our speed of implementation, it has been a huge selling point for our clients. It's not just a single point where you've got to stack on additional services or additional tools. It's nearly a one-stop shop for that visibility from a managed detection and response standpoint. Plus, having that set of trusted advisors there to help guide from a security program build perspective or regulatory compliance requirements really helps, help our clients feel safe in the decision they made to go with Pondurance.
Very good, Dustin. I appreciate your time and insight today. Thanks so much for spending some time with me.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
Again, the topic has been MDR, why it's mission critical. You just heard from Dustin Hutchison, VP of Services and CISO at Pondurance. For Information Security Media Group, I'm Tom Field. Thank you so much for your time and attention today.